Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm very happy in making this video as I have successfully defended my PhD, and I thought it's time for me to make this video and answering some questions that you might be interested in, such as how I find my topic, what was my motivations, ups and downs, and challenges, maybe how much I have growth, and maybe the ultimate question, if I had to do it again, would I? So stick with me and let's start with the first question. So what is my PhD topic? So my title of my thesis is Deep Generative Models for Prostate Cancer Detection and Localization on MR Images. And the way that I found this topic was basically connected with my master degree, whereas in my master thesis, I had deep generative models for root cause analysis and detection in networks, and that was something that I was interested in, and then I was trying to find in different platforms different PhDs that are close related to that. So that was one point, that there is a connection with my master degree and my PhD in the models that I was using, and also that made my life quite easy when it came to proposing a solution, because I could take those models that used to detect and do anomaly detection on different types of images, and then transfer that to prostate MR images, which is for healthcare. Oh, hello, Lini. This is my cat. Hello, Lini. Do you want to say hello? She just woke up. This is my cat, guys. Talk, Lini. So the next topic is about my motivation, why I started a PhD. I remember when I was in my master degree in the last year and I did my master thesis, I really enjoyed reading papers and putting some models, training them, and make a scientific experiment and then reporting this, and I could answer some whys. So for instance, for me, a researcher has a specific hypothesis for something and he or she tries to prove that, and I really wanted to do that in a most scientific way. And I thought pursuing a PhD was the right direction to me. Of course, I knew that will be difficult, but my motivation on answering why or searching for why, it was one of the things made me on applying for a PhD. So another topic is about my daily routine. Usually in my daily routine of my PhD, during my PhD, I would go early at the office. That could be from 7 to 9. I remember the first year I would go quite early, where the second and third a little less. But always I had also some long weekends there, where I would maybe go a bit later at 12, work a little, go to the gym, and go back home. And during these days, I would have meetings with my supervisor. I would have meetings with the group that I was there. I might give a presentation. Some other weeks I might attend a conference, or in some periods I would maybe have a lot of work, maybe writing the paper or finishing some experiments. So that was my daily routine. So we usually eat at 11 all together, and then around 5 to 6 7 I would go to the gym and work a little more, just to boost a little, and then go back home. So the next topic is about progress and burnout. This is quite a topic for a PhD, as usually we are struggling a bit, feeling that we have a progress, and that can in some ways lead to a burnout. So let's start with the progress. I will try to give some tips that I did and helped me. So this is again not in a depth, but those tips might help you to go through and help me to go through. So the first tip that I did, it was that I was taking on daily basis, I was writing notes of what I was doing. And I would use one note where I remember I had this green check that when I finished this topic that I was doing, or I would take some screenshot there that I'm doing this, and then I would put a tick if I completed. That could be a bug that I had, or maybe that was a collection of articles that I wanted to do, or read an article. However, if I would go after 1 month there, or after 6 months, I could go through that and say, oh, I read 100 articles and I fixed 50 bugs. And that could also be something for me to present to my group and feel I'm doing things. It's not that I'm not doing anything. So that was one of the things that really helped me. Keeping notes and have this green check there was really helpful. The second one was the regular break. So I had many colleagues there, and with some of them, they might having a coffee break, or someone maybe come and say to me, "Do you want to have a coffee break?" And those like small breaks were very important. The third one was training and having different activities. I had the gym. I was doing different activities such as dancing, football, and so on. So being active was quite important for not having any burnouts. Now to the burnouts, right? Life, it is life as we know. And for instance, I went through Corona, and I went through some injuries that I had here in my neck, and that affected my productivity. And then I led to a little bit worry, for instance, on finishing, or could be on running some experiments and not getting the results that I wanted. And with this, you need always to remember that you need to put some realistic goals, because if you put a goal that is, I don't know, like inventing something that nobody has done anything before or found something, could be quite a big goal for you. Or publishing a paper in a very, very, very high standard article could be quite challenging, and I would say impossible for your first paper. So be realistic on why you're doing a PhD. What's the purpose of doing that? The purpose is to learn how to do research, and that will put a little down your expectations, which will be more according to what the expectations for a PhD is, and that will lead you to not have that much anxiety. Another tip that I wanted to give you is I had some courses. So those were 60 credit courses, or let's say 6 months period courses. And I had the option to either take those courses in a sequence, which some people did, or take those courses separately every semester. So I went with the second option, and the reason was there had two reasons. The first reason is I had time also to do some of my research, and after a year I had completed 2 courses, I had done some research, and I had accomplished finishing my proposal and so on, maybe starting also an abstract. That doesn't mean if you do the 6 months courses that you will not feel such way, but if you just do all the courses, you might end up in saying, okay, I haven't even started doing collecting my data or doing something related to my research. So what is happening? So that's my tip. And this is also good because sometimes you get benefits as a PhD if you have some courses at the university, so you get some discount. So that was the second reason. So the next topic was what was the hardest part of my PhD life, and it's not only one thing that was hard, so there are multiple, but the first thing was to put realistic expectations. That was the hardest thing, because I always want to do the best and do it as perfectly I could, but also putting a realistic expectation is something that's hard, and you have to do it, and somehow you have to say stop. You cannot, for instance, be in the end of your PhD, have completed some experiments, and you find like a new paper that does something very nice, and maybe you will get better results, and then you are like hooked and you want to apply this paper right now, so you have the best possible outcome. So that's the first one. The second one was during Corona, because there the interaction between my colleagues was less. I had to stay home, although that wasn't for forever. It affected me, and I tried to be as much active and positive as I could. And then the third one was an injury basically I had, and this is something that might happen because I was working too much, or I was training a lot, or bad posture and so on. So the third thing that was very hard, it was this period where I remember I was just started writing my thesis, and I was super excited starting writing. I was motivated, and I had so much pain. I had like an injury in my neck, but now I'm very well, and also I didn't have any of it during my defense. However, that was a hard period in my life. So the next topic is about balance, and balancing your everyday routine can lead actually to very good results when it comes to a PhD life. Have in mind that this is a long process. It can take from 3 to 5 years, even more. So having a balanced life is really important. And when you feel motivated on doing your research, maybe you should put a little more effort, but if you're feeling that it's too much, then you should also take like a step back and take a break. How I did it, it was I had different hobbies. I played a lot of football, I started dancing, I started playing music. I also during Corona, to be with my friends, I started going online, and we had like conversation videos. We played also some games together just to be active. So anything that can make you go a little outside of your research and clean your mind, it's very beneficial. You can also do a lot of different things with groups depending on the area that you are living. I was living in a student community area where there were a lot of different options, so the dancing was one of those, and I could register if I wanted to something completely different, basketball, or I don't know, something crazy. So I dare you to try that when you are having you know that you're going to have a long period where you have to produce a lot. Having those balanced days where you have a break in the evening or in the morning, or you start with a gym, going to the gym or so on, it's really important. There is no right way on doing that, but it's good that you are doing that. So the next topic is about growth, personal and educational professional growth. And by acquiring my PhD, I have been able to do research, which is a very important skill that someone can have. Being able to communicate that research with scientific papers, and also making abstracts and papers, writing those in a scientific way, has been one of the most important skills that I have acquired. Of course, there are plenty more, but those are the most important ones. And overall, the skill to be a researcher is quite important in every aspect in your life, because it's basically you're a bit more curious about things and say, where you know something, why this is happening, and the why that you're asking, that the proof that you're expecting back needs to be proven. So this is the skill that is quite important, I would say. So the next topic is what I wish I knew. And there are many different things that I wanted to know before I started by that time today, such as, for instance, am I going to collaborate with someone, or am I going to move in a different location for some months? Do we have enough data? Do I need to take a specific course, and so on? But overall, the most important thing that I wish I knew is that the PhD is a way of learning, of doing research, And the expectations that you're putting in this should be in regard to that expectation that the PhD has. That means that if someone thinks that by doing a PhD, you writing a scientific paper that can change the world, that can happen, but the chances is really small, and you're basically learning how to do research, and you acquire some of the skills that can, yes, lead in the future in such occasion, but that's not what you're doing at the moment of the PhD. So that's the first thing. The second thing is with the expectations. You should put the expectations on the level that the PhD is, and have that in mind. And the third one, which is more personal, and some people think that the PhD is hard, rush, and everything is kind of depressed and you can burn out. Yes, it can lead to such occasion because you have a lot of to do and you have to accomplish something through that process. But for me personally, I did something that I was passionate with. I took a model that I really liked investigating when I did my master degree, and I moved that to my PhD research, where I can go deep in this model and investigate and make some conclusions. So for me, it was fun, and I think that's a nice thing to know, that the PhD can be fun. So that's just for this topic. My best advice to you, if you're a person that thinking of doing a PhD, it's first to ask yourself, is the topic that you want to go for something that you're loving doing it? And if the answer is yes, such in my case, then go for it, and feel okay if that is in the end not something that you wanted to do, because it's a process, and as any process can start it, can end it. If it's not for you, that's okay. If you're a person that thinking in a way that I'm 50-50 between doing a PhD, I really like a specific topic, but I might not have the time, or I might do it because I'm pressed a little, then if you're 50-50, maybe you want to start doing it, try it, and then you can answer yourself if that is for you. But if you are a person that you want to do that just for personal growth, because many people are acquiring PhD now, work requires someone to have a PhD. I would not personally suggest you doing that, even though you can do it. There are other ways to acquire knowledge and prove that you are capable. I have colleagues that they're more than capable than 5 PhDs, I would say. So this has nothing to do with being capable and keeping your job. So it is something that you love doing it, and that's the reason that you should go for it. So remember, my tips for you if you're considering doing a PhD is to first find a topic that you are loving, that is something that you're passionate with. Second, have expectations that are realistic for you. Third, taking care of your progress. Write down, maybe you can use OneNote as I did, or maybe something else to write down and have this green check that you have accomplished that you will give you a feeling that you have accomplished things. Remember to have a balanced life, taking breaks, talk to the colleagues about your struggles, do some activities are very important. So those are my tips for you. Of course, I might have plenty more, but if you want, if you have any questions or something else, please write down and subscribe. And for the last topic, I want to answer, if I had to do my PhD again, would I? Yes or no? And by now, you should be guessing that I would say yes, of course, I would do it again and again. I had a great time, great group, and I missed it in some ways, but in some other ways I'm done with it, and I can go through my next chapter. So thank you very, very much for going through with me with this video. I hope some of the topics and questions that I present to you were useful. I know that I have not covered all of it, and there are many things that I have in my mind. So please If you like this video, like this, subscribe. That will help me to make more content, that I know that you liked it. So, and the last thing is, please comment if you are thinking of doing a PhD, or if you're thinking of not, or why, and then I will try to answer you what's my opinion, and let's have a conversation and let's connect. Thank you again, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.